5-minute overview of DRC services.
Hi, my name is Danielle Johnson. I use she, her pronouns, and I work as Lead Access Specialist at Cal Poly's Disability Resource Center. Today, I'm going to give a brief overview of the DRC and the services that we provide to our students. So who do we serve? During the 2019-2020 academic year, approximately 2,000 students were served each quarter. That's about 10% of Cal Poly's student population. Over 90% of DRC students had an invisible disability. In terms of the breakdown of students we work with, this pie chart shows the categories of disability that we tend to work with at the DRC. As you can see, almost 50% of our students have either ADHD or a psychological disability. And between the first four categories, about 75% of our students have either ADHD, psychological disability, health impairment, or learning disability, followed by smaller categories as you go down the list from temporary and then down to vision. So who qualifies for DRC services? According to the Americans with Disabilities Act, or the ADA, an individual with disability is defined as a person with physical or mental impairment that substantially limits one or more major life activities. These are some of the major life activities that Cal Poly's DRC looks at when considering accommodations for a student, but this list is not exhaustive. So some of the reasons we might accommodate a student are related to things like social or environmental interaction, self-care, academics, learning, or mobility challenges. We provide equitable access. The DRC serves students with both permanent and temporary disabilities. We like to use this image because it does a good job of portraying why students need accommodations. So in the image on the left, it has the word equality, and it shows three individuals standing behind a fence trying to watch a baseball game while using the same sized box. On the right, with the word equity, you'll see three people looking over a fence, watching a baseball game because they're given the boxes that they need or don't need, in the case of the person on the left, in order to be able to watch the baseball game. They're not given the equal thing because they don't need the equal thing. They need different things depending on what their needs are. And that's what the DRC does for our students. Some examples of disabilities that we serve that are permanent include, like we mentioned, ADHD. Psychological disabilities include things like depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder. Health impairments include diabetes, epilepsy, migraines, cancer, allergies, asthma. Learning disabilities can include dyslexia or auditory processing disorders, among others. And then we see students with deafness, blindness, autism, acquired brain injuries, and then physical impairments, things like arthritis, cerebral palsy, spinal injuries, and fibromyalgia. We also serve students with temporary disabilities, and those include things like broken bones, concussions, mono, surgery recovery, sprains or strains, tears or dislocations. Just remember that if at any point during your time at Cal Poly you acquire a temporary disability, you are qualified for services during that duration of time. These are some examples of DRC accommodations. We can accommodate in regards to testing, note-taking, homework, mobility, communication, scheduling, and we also provide disability management, which means access to appointments with an access specialist. So how do students register for DRC services? Registration only requires two steps. The first is to submit an online application for services via the DRC website. You can find that link at drc.calpoly.edu/content/how-request-drc-services. And the second step is to submit disability documentation, which can be done via the online application, which provides an area where you can upload documentation, or you can also fax it, mail it to us, bring it in person. And guidelines and documentation forms can be found on the DRC website at drc.calpoly.edu/content/eligibility/guidelines. And while we prefer to receive the forms that are posted on our website that make it really easy for your healthcare provider to document your disability, we could also accept other types of documentation too, and all that will be explained on our website under the guidelines section. Just remember, we are here for you. If you're ever having a hard time in school, we can make an appointment with you. You don't have to consider yourself to be a student with a disability. We may be able to support you in finding the right resources, or maybe you would qualify for services. You may not know. So if you have any obstacles and you need support, come see us, make the appointment, and we'll help to guide you in the right direction. And also follow us on social media. You can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/polydrc, or on Instagram, our handle is @calpoly_DRC. Thanks so much for watching, and we hope to hear from you and see you soon.